Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I'm going to be sharing with you a clean with me. I haven't done a cleaning video in forever, so I'm really excited to be sharing this video with you, and I really hope that you get some motivation from it and inspiration to get your clean on and we can do it together. Because the first things first, I'm going to tackle the boys' room, and that is looking like a disaster. The boys wake up super early and they just end up getting all the toys out and making a complete mess first thing in the morning. So the first thing I always want to tackle is their room, because it always looks the messiest when we wake up. So I'm just going to open the window and let some fresh air in while I'm getting my clean on. I'm going to clean up all the toys first and put them away, and then we will move on to making the beds. Absolutely love finding an old dirty yogurt pot and a spoon in there from this morning. They must have taken it up there when they were having the breakfast, one of the little monkeys. And now I'm just going to sort out pyjamas and make sure they're the right way around, because kids always leave them inside out, don't they, and then pop them under the pillow and just tidy everything up and neaten it all up. I love making the beds and making it all look nice and fresh. I can't do with having a bed just unmade and left all day. It just makes me feel so messy and unorganised. So I always like to make sure the beds are made first thing in the morning so it's done and dusted. And I also need to sort out their bookshelf, because their books just end up falling down the back sometimes, because our house is an old house and the walls aren't super straight. So it has a little gap underneath, so sometimes they fall out. So I'm just sorting the books out and making them all neat and tidy. And then I'm just going to make sure all the little bits are tucked into the bed and everything's looking neat. And then I'm going to pop some of the big plastic toys into the spare room, because at the moment the spare room is currently the dumping ground. If you can see slightly, the bed is just full of things, and I just like to shut the door and pretend it's not there. Bye bye, and get on with everything else, because we're just currently renovating our house and the spare room is definitely neglected and we need to get on with it at some point. But we're just concentrating on rooms that we use at the moment, and at the moment we don't use it. So it's kind of just the room that gets all the mess thrown into it, but hey ho, at least the other rooms look nice and tidy. And then I'm just going to make Alfie's bed and make his just all nice and neat as well, like Woody's, and then that is that sorted. So I'm just popping the cushions back on the toy box, that's where they live, and then just popping their little teddy on. And then I'm going over to the little storage basket to sort out the nappies. So I like to keep all the nappies and the wipes in here, so I've got a big new pack of nappies I need to open and pop those in the basket. And then I like to cover them up with a blanket. This blanket I've got here is from IKEA. It just makes it look a bit tidier instead of having nappies on show. So I always like to put the blanket on, and just gives it a little bit of a nicer look to the bedroom. And then I'm just going to sort this corner out, so I'm just turning the radiator, the little electric radiator off, and then just getting some toys and slippers and all sorts of random stuff out of the ball pit, and just sorting that out, because they end up just throwing all the toys in there. So I'm just going to move everything, and then on to my favourite job, which is sorting clothes out. Does anyone else hate doing this? It's probably the worst thing ever, sorting clothes out. Folding clothes, sorting them out, putting them back in the places, it's just so boring. But anyway, it needs to be done. So I'm just sorting through some summer stuff and putting all the summer bits into a pile and popping them in the spare room into the suitcase, because we're not going to need them for a while because it's very cold now. And then Woody's come to see me for a cuddle, so I couldn't not give him one. Little cutie was really tired, so I was trying to get his room done as quick as possible so he could go down for a nap. So I'm just going to finish off sorting all the clothes out and putting things into little drawers and baskets where they all need to go. Oh my goodness, it feels so good to have nice, clean and tidy drawers. Let's hope that it stays like this. And then I'm just going to give the toy box a wipe down with some Zoflora and water in a little spray bottle, just because it's got a few little stains on it and some yogurt on from earlier. So I'm just giving that a nice little wipe down, and then I'm going to vac up the boys' room after that. Finally, their room is all lovely and tidy, smelling fresh and clean, and it has lovely carpet lines in. Can't beat it. And now I'm going to move on to our bedroom. That's a complete disaster. The bed is a mess and I hate having an unmade bed. So I'm going to crack on and make the bed and give it a good tidy. I'm just sorting out my little box full of like hair dryers and straighteners and stuff, because they always end up getting tangled and messy, so I'm just trying to neaten that up as much as I can and pop that back in place. Then I'm going to give the little side tables a little wipe down again with Zoflora and water, and just give that a clean and a dust, make sure there's no mess on there, and then just pop it all back neatly. One of my friends once bought me this and I always love looking at it because I think it's very, very true. And then I'm going to give the unit a clean and a tidy because it's looking very messy and cluttered and just dirty. There was a dead fly on it. It's just minging. So I'm going to give that a nice clean and a tidy and just sort everything out and reorganise it and just make it look a little bit neater and tidier. Once I've emptied the bin, I just like to spray it with some Febreze, just leaving it smelling nice and fresh and clean. Just give it a little waft around, make it smell nice. And then I'm going to move on to the windowsill and just give that a nice clean and a dust because it's covered in makeup marks, because I usually sit and do my makeup here, so it ends up covered in little dirty marks everywhere. Then I'm just going in with the Febreze again on the bed, just giving the cushions a nice little spritz there, just getting them smelling all nice and fresh. And then I'm going to vac up the bedroom and make it all nice and clean. And then that's another room done and dusted, clean and tidy, smelling lovely, and I feel very good that I've done it, because it just makes me feel so much more organised when I've had the house all nice and tidy and clean, and now this area is not looking cluttered anymore. And I'm moving on to my bathroom, which is only quite small, so it doesn't take long to do. I just need to sort out some toys in the bath and give it a good clean. I'm going to use some Zaflora in the sink again and just give that a good scrub. So I'm just going around the sink now with a towel just to get rid of any wetness and make it all nice and shiny. I've also put some Zaflora in the sink, so the bathroom is smelling lovely and fresh and clean. And then I'm just going to give the bath a nice clean and tidy and do the same again. Use a towel to just get any of the wetness away and just make it all nice and shiny. Then the next exciting cleaning job is to clean the toilet, which is horrible, but it has to be done. So I'm just going to give it a good squirt, start from the outside and work my way inside the toilet and just give it a nice good clean, make sure it's smelling nice and clean in there. And then I'm going to vac up the bathroom, and then I'm going to use my spray mop on the floor just so it's nice and clean and there's no mess. If you're still enjoying watching this video, then please make sure you give it a thumbs up so I know to do more cleaning videos, because I really enjoy filming them. Then I'm just going to vac the landing at the top of the steps, give that a good vacuum, make sure there's no crumbs and mess. And then I'm going to move downstairs and tidy the living room. It's not actually that untidy, to be fair, but it needs a good organised. So I'm just going to fluff up some cushions, move some toys, make the sofa look nice again, and then I'm also going to vac that room up as well. I'm so excited to get a new sofa. At the moment it's a black leather one that we've had for years, that Steve had before we even met, and I cannot wait to get a nice fabric one that will suit the living room so much better. So this is why I'm covering it in blankets and sheets, because I much prefer it looking like that instead of looking like the black leather sofa that it is, because we've had it forever and it just doesn't really fit with the room and the kind of colours that I'm going for. But at the moment, blankets make it look nice, so that's what I'm doing. And we've got all our pumpkins out for Halloween, because Halloween is coming up and I'm so excited. Now I'm moving on to the kitchen, which is probably my favourite room to clean. I really enjoy cleaning the kitchen because it always ends up looking really nice and tidy when it's finished. So I'm just going to fill the dishwasher up with everything that is in the sink. It's pretty full as a sink, so I need to get everything in the dishwasher, make sure it's all nice and tidy, and then I can move on with my other jobs. I'm just washing up the slow cooker dish because this will not fit in the dishwasher and never cleans properly, so I'm just giving this a good clean out. Also, if you haven't seen one of my latest videos, which is a slow cooker meal ideas, then I will leave that linked below. We've been using it so much at the moment, especially this time of year. So if you enjoy slow cooker meals, then head over to that video and get some inspiration. Then I'm going to throw away some old flowers. These were actually from my lovely friend Carly. If you don't follow her, I'll leave her channel below as well. Carly Jade Drake, she is a lovely friend of mine that does the same types of things. She's a lot more into cleaning than me and does loads of different motivational cleaning videos, and I just love her content and we've become really good friends. So she got me some lovely flowers for my birthday and they've died now, so I'm having to put them in the bin. But I'm going in with my Minky and I'm going to clean the sink and give it a good scrub and make sure there is no dirt in there. I'm actually going to use one of these little white eraser sponges, which are like a magic sponge, and look how much dirt has come off from using that. I can't believe it. That sink has been stained for a couple of days now, and since using this little sponge, it's got rid of all those dirty marks that were stuck on the sink. So I'm really impressed with this. I think I got it from the pound shop. Now I'm just moving on to the work surfaces and just giving them a wipe down and getting rid of any dirt that's on those. Again, using my Zaflora because I love using that and it always leaves a nice smell. So I'm just giving the worktops a good clean, and then I'm going to move on to vacuuming the kitchen.
Sometimes you think about all the ways I'm making you smile. I know I am what you need, and boy, you're just my type. Deep down, I know you want it. You wanna take a leap and jump in. Oh, we're gonna fall in love. You get me spinning, wouldn't it be awesome if you just kiss me slowly and had me in your arms? Oh.
Then I'm just going to pop some Astonish floor cleaner into my spray mop. This stuff smells really, really nice, and then I'm just going to give the floor a really good clean with the spray mop. Make sure there's no mess. Then once that is finally done, I can go and sit down with a well-deserved cuppa. I'm sitting down with little Woody, I'm having a cuppa and a bun. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope you got some motivation from it and it helped you to get clean in your house as well. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.